back for another one. Max and I are literally planning We Live 20 today. So if you guys didn't get to go to Dallas with us, we're going to be in Atlanta for We Live 20 early next year. So got a lot of planning to do on that one. It's going to be even 10 times better than this event. You can quote me on that because it's going to be badass, the people we have coming. So a lot of fun. I love doing the events, love doing these things. My team, we are a little stressed out today. We've had a very busy month, busier than we've ever been as a company. Part of it is just contracts rolling in. We haven't even had time to ring our bell. Those of you guys that have seen our bell videos we have on my Instagram, we have not even had time to do that.
Wow.
It's been a little busy. Having the whole team in the office to be able to actually ring the bell has not happened, just because I don't even know how many bell rings we had to do at this point that we have not done. Maybe 14, 15. Our board is entirely full. We need another one. We have properties we can't even put on our property board right now. So you guys that are getting started, getting going, we were getting started and we were getting going at one time, right? So the reason I do these is because when I got started, I went to these. I had people help me out. I had people do things for me to help me get to the point that my business is at now. I am not really that involved in my business. So Mike, he runs my daily operations. I'm there, I answer questions when things come up that we have not really heard of. I answer it, I take care of it, I do our financials, but the sales side of it, Mike manages everybody on that team. We've got Brittany that does our dispositions. Brittany is one of our newest people with our team, but I've known Brittany, I met her in a mastermind. Nick, you guys may have met before, Hollywood. He does, long story on that one, but he does sales for us. Ryan does sales for us. Ryan is actually getting ready to leave the state, go to the next area we're expanding to in the next 6 weeks.
Right.
7 weeks, I don't know, that keeps changing. Aaron's not here yet.
He went to the wrong place. We sent him there purposely.
The guy we just promoted went to the wrong place. So when Aaron gets here and I point at him, I want you guys all to boo when he comes in the door.
He'll love it, by the way.
Yeah.
He'll love it.
So Aaron just got promoted from inside sales now to outside sales for us to basically fill the gap we're going to have with Ryan being gone, moving out of state. So we're growing. The market is very good right now. A lot of people say, oh my gosh, it's flattening out. You know what? Whatever. Crash if you want to. We're going to do even better on the other end of it, right? So those of you here, who here is trying to get their first deal right now? Okay. Who here doesn't know what the hell they're doing and they're just trying to learn? Honesty, I love it. So we've all been there. So for us, we're still learning every day. Sometimes, like today, we had one of those days where I feel like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. We walk into the office, Mike comes into me, and it's not often Mike comes into me stressed out, right? He typically handles things pretty well. Usually I have to pull it out of him. But there's days where he'll come in and me just going, walks into the office, the first thing he says is, I need a drink. Closes the office door. When he closes my office door, I know I better pay attention because it's probably costing me money at that point. But growing pains are part of business, right? So as you guys are learning this, as you guys are getting going on things, just remember, we've all been there. I've had negative months. We still do. We had it this year, January. We got screwed over on a couple properties. We ended up with a negative January. But we've made it up since then. It is what it is. It's in the past. We can dwell on it or we can move on. So basically the way that we look at it is there's always room for improvement, right? Even on a good month. If we have a negative month, there's a lot of room for improvement. But we had a lot of deals that happened to fall apart. A lot of buyers that happen to tell us where to go with that middle finger right there.
Hey.
There he is. Ready? Go. So we did it about 50 times. So now that he's here, so this is Aaron. Aaron just got promoted. So Aaron has spent a lot of time getting yelled at, a lot of time getting trained, ridiculed, He's been a punching bag for a long time. And the reason he was is because we were training him for the moment he just got. So Aaron has worked his ass off since the minute he started with us. Feels like it's literally been like 10 years, but it hasn't even been a year yet. But he started with us, inside sales, literally texting sailors all day long. Text, 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 text. Do you want to sell? Do you want to sell? Do you want to sell? Oh, tell me where to go. Great. Where can I stick that? Fantastic. Some of the responses he's gotten from people, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Woo. Pictures, things like that. But what we started with my company, we started making sure people put in their time. We want people to go through the tough parts so they can get to the good parts. Outside sales is a whole nother journey he's getting ready to encounter. What people will say to him behind the phone, people will probably say a lot of that stuff in person too. So at least he's prepared for it now, and he's come a long ways. So we're growing as a company. Everyone here, if you haven't done your deal yet, this market, this time of year, this is the time. So whatever you're doing, whether you're going out there and door knocking, whether you're going out there and just writing down addresses, sending mail to them, writing them letters, cold calling them, texting them, whatever it is you guys are doing, do more of it. Because people are selling. Kids are getting ready to get out of school again, which means another year is going by. And as that happens, a lot of parents try to stay in their houses, do things like that. And as their kids get out of school, they're ready to start making that move, right? And that's typical with real estate any time of year. So now is that time. Start hammering these people. Pick up the phone. Who here is afraid of rejection? All honesty.
Come on.
All right, come on, lift the hands up. I see that. No one likes rejection, let's be honest. Get rejected. This is your time of year to get rejected because there's a lot of people out there ready to sell. Go and offer them something stupid and get them to say no. Literally get them to say no to you because the more people that say no, that's the closer you are to that yes. So as you talk to people, you're out there knocking on doors. People are slamming doors in your face. They're calling you a leech. They're calling you a crappy investor. Whatever the hell they want to call you at the doorstep, that's something that you're learning how to brush off and move on to the next thing. Part of the reason we've given Aaron so much shit over the last 8, how long have you been here?
Almost a year.
Holy crap. So part of the reason we've given him so much crap, and I would say I've never seen anybody handle the stuff he's taken so well. But the reason we have is because we're preparing him for that. So you have to have rejection. You have to have people say things to you that you may not like, that may not be popular, because that's what gets you past those things. So as you're knocking on doors and people are slamming that door in your face, you know that 20 feet away is another door. And you're going to go knock on that door. So you've got 20 feet to get your game face back on and get your ass up to that next doorstep and not go up to that next doorstep looking pissed, flush red, like this person just said this to me. You got to be ready to go again, right? So this is your time of year. This is what you've got to be doing because as summer ends and stuff, I'm going to do it next month. I'm going to watch Max's next podcast. I'm going to do this first. Fuck that, guys. Get out there and just do it. You got to do it. Watch your podcast at 9 o'clock at night when you're not going to knock on a door. Do something like that. Always be learning. Always be watching those things. But when you have the ability to get in front of people, get in front of people, right? Talk to people. Go to a damn car lot and offer them a ridiculous price for a Mercedes. Ridiculous. Make them tell you no. Hey, I'll give you 20 grand for that car. Oh, it's a $70,000 car. I don't care. Give me 20 grand. No. Yes. Right? You want them to tell you no. You need to get people to tell you no. Nobody likes that. Mike, you like being told no?
Yep.
So the thing is when it comes to sales, and it comes to Mike talking to people, Ryan, Nick, a no is better than a, I need to think about it, right? So when you look at that and you say, he's talking to a seller, he thinks it's potentially a deal, and the person goes, well, I need to talk to my sister, who needs to talk to her brother, who needs to talk to their plumber, who needs to talk to this person.
Oh my God.
I mean, that kind of crap, you're like, all right, when did he get past this? So one thing that these guys do is they push to get the no or to get the yes. We try to avoid that middle ground as much as possible. So Friday's coming up. Mike, you want to come up and explain what Friday is?
Oh boy. I thought today was Friday.
Like I said, we've been busy. If it was Friday, I'd be in Hawaii.
See, this is what Scott does, though. He puts all the pressure on me because if I talk about Friday, now I have to make it happen. So I see what you're doing there, actually.
You recording, Lindsay? We got him talking about something he's going to commit to.
Friday, I have, well, let's rewind here. So last week we took the guys out to dinner, and we said Mike's not going to go on in-person appointments anymore. Either I'm locking them up over the phone, or I'm setting them up, and they're going to go lock it up for me, so I can be more productive in the office running operations. Friday, I have an in-person appointment that I'm actually going to, because it possibly is another $100,000 spread. So,
I'm sorry, another what?
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So,
see, now that he said it.
So the reason why I say we'll see is not because I'm not confident that I'm not going to get it, but if I go there and I don't get the contract, if I've already built this up in front of all you guys and him and everybody over there and I don't get the contract, if I were to leave there Friday and be down on myself and be pissed off for a week because I didn't get it, I'd set myself up for failure. So I don't set myself up for failure. I go there knowing that I'm going to get it. But if I don't, it's part of the process, I'm going to get another one. I'd put it right now at about 90% that I'm getting a $100,000 spread on Friday. So it's the process. But I have to execute. It's exactly what we talked about earlier today. I said, hey, possibly Friday could be another one, but now I have to execute. So we talk about follow the process from the beginning to the end. Okay, I'm not walking in there Friday and saying, Scott, I have a $100,000 contract right now. I have to go there and I have to follow the process from the beginning to the end, and I have to execute. If I don't, if I miss something, if I skip over something, if I'm not on my game, I'm not going to get it. So Friday I will be on my game and nothing else will matter to me, and I will come back with that contract. So that's the confidence I have in myself, on the sense that I know I'm going to do it, but also if I don't, I'm not going to be pissed. I'll go get another one. So Friday, contract. Next time I see you guys, we'll let you know if we got it.
Can you walk us through how do you get that $100,000 spread? What is the scenario?
So every scenario is always different. Now this one is the guy's number. But here's the thing. So in football, there's a saying, take what the defense gives you, right? If you could get a 5-yard pass because it's open, take the 5-yard pass. If you could get a touchdown because it's open, take the touchdown. So I make sure that we follow the process from the beginning to the end to find out their numbers, make sure they're comfortable with it, and then once we find out their number, capitalize on that, make sure that they think it's still out of reach. So this guy's number, I told him, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. I gotta come take a look at it. We'll see. I might be close. Best case scenario, I'm close. But I'm coming Friday. He wants to go to Florida. We'll get you to Florida. Regardless, whether I could do the number or not, we'll get you to Florida. Now we'll see how close I could get. Because what that does is it creates a little carrot for him. Oh my God, if I could get my number from Mike, I'm happy, I'm gone. But if I said, you know what, I'll come Friday and I'm gonna give you that amount, he's gonna think it's too easy. And something he's gonna question it, he's gonna call other people, he's gonna have some kind of doubt in his mind. I made him think that that number is out of reach, but I'm going to do my best to get it for him. So there's a lot that goes into something like this, but it is his number. If I give it to him, he wins. If I get it lower, we both win.
And at this point with him, so I heard part of this conversation, him saying, hey, we'll get you there. We're going to get you to Florida. What he did well versus talking numbers right away, he tried to find out what it is he wants, right? What is the seller actually wants? What is your goal? And he said, I want to get to Florida. Okay? So he said over and over, yeah, we'll get you to Florida. We'll get you to Florida. Not, I'm going to give you $100,000. We'll get you to Florida. So this seller in their head, they look at it and say, wow, all right, I don't need to call that next company because he has satisfied everything I need right now, right? Versus him just saying, you know what, man, I'll give you $100,000 for your house. Yeah, that's where we're at. I'll see you Friday. Well, in his head, he's got this number out there right now that he doesn't like, that he can start calling somebody else to see what he can do. Mike did a good job at basically stopping him where he was and saying, hey, I'm going to take care of you. When can I meet you? And his closing ratio when he goes to an appointment, what do you think? It's 80%, maybe?
No.
Higher?
98,
90.
So he
Probably 90.
chooses what appointments he goes to, but he has the luxury to do that, right? So these guys will go to more appointments. Their closing ratio might be lower, but they're trying to get to where he's at with things. So you guys need to go to as many appointments as you can because you need to get comfortable being in front of sellers, get comfortable with that rejection, get comfortable with the rebuttals they give you on things. So right now, meet with everybody. Do it. Meet with everybody you can. And as you start getting to where Mike is, then you can start pulling back on that and saying, all right, I'm only going to go if I know this is going to be a contract. And he does a good job negotiating over the phone. So he spends a lot of time with it. When I say negotiating, it's not, hey, I'll give you $300,000. Okay, 305. Okay, 310. No. Negotiating is literally just him building rapport with the person. Are they negotiable on what they actually will take for their house, or aren't they? And at that point, then he makes a decision and says, all right, is this worth my time to drive to this house to actually try to get this contract signed? Or is this person somebody I should just continue to talk with over the phone for a little while? And he goes out there and he closes them up.
I wish this is one that actually we could have recorded, because Scott will come in randomly and just record some calls. But this guy, literally, this guy's laughing to himself because he's having a conversation with me, but I'm just letting him go with it. So I just don't say much except for, yeah, here and there. And he'll say some funny shit that he thinks is funny, and I don't, but he laughs. And then I'll laugh, and then he'll really start laughing. So everybody's walking by my office like, what is this guy laughing about? But that's how you get the deal. It's not about, hey, your shingles are falling off here, or hey, you need a new paint job outside. And I don't care about that stuff. 10 times the guy told me, you don't want to come look at it. I'm so embarrassed, and I have the jigsaw in the living room, and there's no carpet because all these projects I'm doing. Great. That's what I want to see. Like, this is what I do. I want to come see that. You don't understand how much I want to see that house. This is great. So everything that he is nervous about, I take away the nerves. Everything that he's happy about, I build on that. And you find out more and more. I mean, Aaron gave me the lead. He generated this lead. The guy, you didn't know this, he's divorced. His wife left him. He's a Marine who has diabetes. He has terrible eyesight. He's sick. He just left the hospital. He can't even walk. Yeah, there you go. So this is all the stuff that I find out. So everything I just said about this guy is how we get the contracts, not the house. I don't care. Everybody has a house. One guy told me one time, oh, I have a microwave too. Don't give a shit. Everybody has a microwave. I want to know what's going on with you. Where are you going? How are we going to get you there? And that's what we talk about. And when you do that, people open up. You let them talk. I don't cut anybody off. If I'm talking and literally you cut me off right now, I'll stop. And you'll talk, and I'll just let you, and then I'll go, and you'll keep talking. Next thing you know, you're laughing to yourself. It's great. I love it. And then I'll walk into Scott's office, hey, I have another 100 coming. So that's how it happens. When Scott said, who's afraid of getting rejected, like 3 people raised their hand, that's bullshit. Everybody's afraid of getting
There's
rejected.
more than 3. They were just down here like this.
Yeah, everybody is afraid of getting
From
rejected.
up here where I'm at, I can see it. But.
Yeah, and the reason why I know that is because everybody's afraid to say just some dumb stuff that is out of your comfort zone. And I'll walk through these guys know me. They know me. They're around me. I'll walk through still with the phone on speakerphone, and the lady or whoever it is will be telling me about a cow that she has inside of her